A secret admirer, a very serious love interest, is making their way to you come hell or high water. And anyone or anything that tries to get in their way is going to have heaven and hell to pay. What's up, everybody? It's me, Danae. I'm here with a message for you on Thursday, July 16th, 4:05 on the clock. And the pre-shuffle message is pretty straightforward and short and sweet. Love is definitely the vibe. However, there was just as much contrary and resistant and obstinate energy that was coming up as there was the love confirmation itself. So there are some energies that are really not happy about the inevitable, but although try as they may, there's really nothing they can successfully, effectively do about it. This is above their pay grade. All right, as the lovers usually is. This is divine business, kingdom business. Not for the faint of heart, not for the weak, and certainly not for the diabolical. So let's see what we got here. What was that? Let me just peek at that. Four of Swords, and that was popping in. Yeah, they might as well have a seat. The Three of Pentacles. Whatever the motivation may be, it wouldn't fare fortunate for, again, whomever is against just the natural order of things. And it doesn't even have to be exclusive to love. It's just whatever the divine says is what goes right now. 4:07 on the clock, which is an 11. So yeah, Four of Swords is just like a rest, a peace. Let's see, what else? A peaceful resolve, a surrender even. But it could also be a rest in peace for those that persist to get in the way of divine order. One way or another, there will be rest and there will be peace. Ooh, the Emperor. Okay. What type time is the Emperor on? With the Knight of Cups. I'm hearing rest assured. So, and it's definitely given that with the Emperor energy, like a kind of certainty, a strong conviction, definitely a confidence that whatever you say goes for the most part. So this is giving someone that feels very assured and optimistic about what they either have to share or the spirit in which they are like, what's the right word? Like, it just gives, I don't know, like this Knight of Cups, it feels like something sweet, like the Emperor almost like skipping, you know what I mean? Like something that you wouldn't expect to see of such a strong, fierce character, leader. So it's something about there being a bit of a mismatch, perhaps, from what someone presents of themselves or what you would expect based on their public persona or their presentation, or just what you would just assume on account of maybe even a position that they hold or some level of achievement or power that they have, that they might not be so sensitive, so sentimental, even so emotionally available, maybe even emotionally submissive or expressive. Expressive is the word more than anything. Yeah, like something is this Emperor's weakness, but it feels good. Let's see what's on the other side of this Knight of Cups, because this is given like this is the Emperor's, did I say Empress? I meant Emperor. This is the Emperor's representative here, this Knight of Cups. So it could even be someone almost like working on softening their approach, or that's their motivation, to kind of like dial it back, tone it down, soften up, so that they are, so that their expression is more, how can I say it? It garners like a better reception, not forceful, not commanding, not I love you, girl, you coming home with me type of energy, but it's something that this Emperor wants to feel, wants to present themselves in a soft way while still maintaining their strength and confidence. I see like that part of them doesn't have to be diminished, but there's something about this love that they desire to express, or this interest, if at least, that they want to express, that they want to be, I'm looking for a word, I guess sweet is a thing, but that's not really the word I'm looking for. Let me see. What else with this Knight of Cups? I ain't big them up too much, did I? Because seductive is also a thing when you're talking about the Knight of Cups, but it just doesn't feel like that to me. But that could be a thing as well. So hold on. Let's see what else we got here. No, it's the Sun. It's the Sun. Nurturing, maybe. Nurturing. Sensual. Sincere. Sincere is definitely, it's something more on the sensual aspect of sincere, but maybe it's a little like mixed between the two, because it's like I said, someone wanted to kind of dial back their urge to the point that it's not as if it doesn't exist, but the way that they want to lead this expression of interest or even love, perhaps, is not with anything that seems to be an impure aggression or an impure like what is the word? Like an impure, like no lust or anything like that. It's like somebody wants it to be abundantly clear where they stand in regards to their interest in someone, or their love for someone, or their attraction even to someone. But they don't want it to be off-putting in the way where it comes off one-sided or superficial or empty, or not well thought out, or deeply consider. Like something about the sincerity of someone's approach matters a lot to them. They really want it to land. They want it to land. They want it to be a seed well planted. They already see the harvest that they desire to yield from it. I mean, literally a harvest here. Like they already see an object of affection that they might literally want to procreate with, build a life with, expand their horizons with. And they're very serious about dialing it back enough that they don't seem disinterested or aloof, but not being too aggressive or all consuming that it would almost like turn somebody off or make them question the motive or sincerity or come from. Yeah, this is really interesting. This probably won't be long. Let's see what's on the other side. Let's see what's on the other side. And I feel like the Four of Swords is someone that has kind of toiled with the possibilities in their mind to some degree, and they've rested on a decision, a choice. And out of it comes this Knight of Cups. Like, I want to be clear how much how interested I am. Perhaps even give like a bit of a preview perhaps of where their mind is regarding the future, but not too much, because I don't want to push them away. I don't want them to think, I'm trying to dominate them overnight or force my love upon them. But it's important to them that it's known how serious and sincere and how deep they really feel. This is really interesting. What's after the sun? As if it could get any better. This person sees a future, the Magician. Yes, like in their mind, they've already manifested the future. Like they've probably been visualizing what that looks like. Wow. And that's why, and maybe perhaps some part of that feels slightly overwhelming to them, like how deep it is for them, how important this is. And so that's the reason why they're cautious about transferring that pressure onto someone else. Like they know how deep this desire goes for them, that it feels like somebody would do anything to secure this partnership, this union, this future. Like however it is, they need to come and see. That was the part that I was saying submissive or surrendered about, that I was feeling earlier. It's like somebody that may be used to kind of just taking control, at least in their life, if not, I guess that's probably the healthiest way to take control, but maybe they're used to being a pretty type A personality, generally speaking, a go-getter, aggressive toward the things that they see as an objective or conquest or an achievement. Like whatever it is, it just comes naturally to them to set their sights on it and to go for it. And there be really no question about it, except for this is, as it is with any dynamic between two human beings, something that you have to consider someone else's perspective, and their standpoint, and maybe even more deeply considered the reception of your proposition or proposal, maybe actually much more deeply than it is your run-of-the-mill like business acquisition or job position or power move or whatever. Like whatever somebody sets their mind to, they don't even have to hardly think about it. It's just like they command things to bend to the creation, more or less. within their scope of reason and capability to bend to their will. And it's just as simple as that. This is something a bit more delicate, and they recognize that, they respect that. There may even be something that makes them feel even more engaged or intrigued in a way that it's inciting something different in them than what they experience otherwise. Maybe that's how they know it's that serious for them, that they even care to consider their approach and the hereafter, and that they see a future, but they're still like kind of like tiptoeing a little bit, just a tad about approaching it, approaching with care and deep consideration, when usually they might just walk up and grab it, hopefully not a woman, but maybe they're the type that, it's the Emperor with the Knight of Cups. They ain't got to say too much or do too much, perhaps, to have an object of affection or interest just kind of eaten out of their hand, or what's the phrase, something on every word, whatever that phrase is, like whatever they say, whatever they ask, whatever they propose, it's like, sure, yeah, it's like, it ain't no thing. It's not much of a challenge, it's not much of a conquest, and even if it is, it's not one that they see a promising future in, So yeah, this is something serious for somebody. That's why I said it's like come hell or high water. If somebody is this, mindful and considerate about the approach that they've already made a decision, this is somebody in motion already. They're already putting things into play. Whoever, whatever is trying to stop that motion is at least going to get run over. And that's at the very least. It might be something far more violent than that, because it is the Emperor after all, that clearly has a great deal of skill and resource at his fingertips, and has zeroed in on a vision that is, for all intents and purposes, bigger than him. There could be an incitement, a spiritual provocation to get on with it, or be on your way, or carry on in the direction that's been decided to do so, from like I was saying before, like this is a divine ordinance. Somebody might not even, that might also be the fascination of them seeing themselves different than ever before, because it's not just coming from them on a human level. This is like spirit provoking, divine provoking someone to move forward, giving them the green light, and maybe even compelling them overwhelmingly to some degree to get out of their own head, and to just take the step that they need to take, or that they feel rightfully informed to take after deep consideration, and let the rest play out, by the divine's endorsement. Because this, like I said, this is someone that still doesn't know what the end result is going to be. They only have it in their mind what they want it to be. Real bad, apparently. But they don't know. So it's something that's being invoked in someone, the certainty of it all, first of all, like to feel certain and sure, like this is my person, or this is the opportunity that I need to pursue, and this is the time, and this is how I do it. Like all of these things are being invoked in the spirit of this person who's usually pretty self-assured on their own. So imagine the intensity of this certainty, even with all of the unknown variables. And then you're going to try to step in the way of that? Like, you get your head knocked off. If you're lucky. Yeah. The ops better stand down if they know what's good for them. Oh, look at. Oh my God, I can't believe it. This is the future of anybody that tries to get in the way. What divine is doing through sincere connections, sacred unions, true love, reunions of flames that have flickered out or been put out unjustifiably, all types of things that are coming back around full circle, like original love frequency is being reignited in this realm on this timeline, and it's for a much greater cause and bigger vision than just the individuals themselves or the partnerships themselves. Is for the preservation and evolution of creation. Divine wishes to take us all on a new trajectory for our own survival before we kill each other and completely destroy the planet, but also to open up the horizons for a new reality to begin to blossom. Maybe perhaps the original reality that was always designed and meant to be, that got distorted over time, over corruption. But now it's time for that regeneration or recreation, however you look at it, but more than likely just a regeneration. And so if you're not on that frequency, you're not on that vibe, you're not on that wavelength, you're against it. There is no real in between. And so either you will self-sabotage by your own merit and on your own accord, or you'll find yourself in the line of fire that you won't get up from. Like, and it's given like I was saying before, with the Emperor having so much resource and literally a word of command on his lips to just say, down with you, out with you, away with you type of energy. And like I said, and also the endorsement of the divine, the support of the divine to affirm that command. I don't think people even understand what they're up against anymore. But they gonna learn if they keep it up. If they insist, they gonna learn. Two of Wands, yeah, it's time to choose up. As they say, find you something safe to do. And more importantly, something productive to do. Get on your own path, on your own, in your own purpose. And stop coming down here messing with these people. Because it's just not going to be allowed anymore. Not by the divine, not by the universe in accordance with divine order, not by those that are in alignment with it and spirit and in flesh. Get with it or get lost. That's what it comes down to. There's really nothing more to say here. Like I said, so there's a love coming. whatever is trying to delay or has tried to delay or is still persisting to interfere is of no consequence, really, to anything or anyone but themselves at this point. All in due time, all in divine time, everything will be as it's designed to be. So all you need to do is just rest assured. Oh, wow. 4 of Wands is already done. Rest assured. Oh my goodness. With the Empress, and you know this is the 3rd time. She came out yesterday, the day before, both first. Now she's coming out last, but I went from not really seeing the Empress too much, or the Emperor for that matter, to 3 readings in a row. Oh yeah, like I said, sacred unions are in full effect. They have achieved the what's the right way to put it, like those that have been kind of working to ready themselves, whether you're single or in a commitment, because this, it doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to you if you aren't, or if you already are. It just means it's a new level to ascend to as a unit, you know. So nobody's left out here, and there are certainly energies that have been working against that as well, like couples evolving to some new deeper state of intimacy and affluence and harmony and balance and success, like really taking it up a notch, if not all the way, you know. So it's all there, between new coming online or reunited or already existing. This is the will of the divine, the will of God, to have harmony be exhibited in spirit and in flesh, where you can literally see love on display in real time and not have to wonder if it even exists or if it's even possible. For those that are still wondering or doubtful, or even hopeful and still working it out, you know, the self-love aspect in their own being to cultivate that Emperor, Empress energy in your own regard, first and foremost, before the union itself commences. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, people have been kind of doing their own self serving and self-loving, being their own ideal partner, filling voids that really no one else outside of you can fill anyway. And now 4:32 on the clock, it's the moment of matrimony for many, where the whole of you gets to unite with the whole of someone else. And that, again, is contributing to stabilizing and preserving creation as it already is, but also evolving us to some new level of light and love, of which most of us have never witnessed or experienced firsthand in this breath of life. And nothing is going to stop that. No hell, no high water. Some way, somehow, the divine will find a way to transmute those energies, even hell and high water, in favor of expediting this truth into fruition. So don't be that guy, don't be that girl that's just meaning to be a problem, but that's going to ultimately be used to be a solution. Be your own solution. I really hope that message resounds to hearts and minds that may not even be listening. That it's just time to do something different. Switch it up. Because certainly what's been What you've been doing in this age, this era, on this timeline is not proven to be productive, and it's never going to. No matter how many attempts are made, it's always going to end up being an affliction upon self, maybe to a point of no return. And nobody really wants that unless it's necessary, because there will be peace, there will be harmony, there will be rest. So, thanks for listening and watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.